I had the great pleasure in the past week to be part of a workshop, to lead a workshop following the Live to Lead program. And amazing program, Live to Lead, and everyone should take it. And my workshop was going to be on vision, and I didn't look at vision when I started. I didn't look at vision just in the normal way. I looked at it as something bigger, but I didn't know how to define it. And then with time, I went on to realize that when I look at vision, vision is about what I'm going to leave behind, but not leave behind as an outcome or an end product. It's what I'm going to leave behind as a succession plan for someone else to do, someone else to carry on. And that really struck me is that I can set goals, I can have mission statements, I can do strategic plans, but at the end of the day, what I'm really looking for is that something that can be carried on into bigger, that I can leave for my kids, for the people I work with, for the groups I deal with. A bigger plan. Well, so during this workshop, I opened the door to the fact that, okay, let's write down our visions. Let's look at what vision means to us. And out of the group of 15 that were in there, I had one talk about working with a youth program and just developing it and growing it from its local state to bigger and bigger. And that was very, very good. And then I had another lady, wonderful lady, who feeds about 4,000 kids a year within the city that she lives. And so we, as a group, challenged her to say, why is it just the city? Why is it not, the southern part of our province? Why is it not the entire province? Why doesn't this extend to the entire country? And again, just watching her eyes, that was just so fun, because you could see her eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger, and her get excited. It's like, yes, that is something she could do. And then the last one I talked to, this gentleman was sitting there. He kind of sitting back in his chair, looking at his paper. He did have something written down, but you could tell he had a very perplexed look on his face. And so I asked him, what is your vision? And he shared with us, he said, I want to be the best dad possible. I thought, wow, that's an amazing vision. But what does that mean? How do we measure that? How do you, with your vision, it's my belief you've got to see it growing and going somewhere as you go along. So how do you measure that? And so we just kind of batted ideas back and forth. And finally I opened the door and I said, but what about that your kids, when they're teaching their kids, you see the lessons you taught your kids being taught to their kids? I thought, great idea. That would be awesome. Then I said, okay, good. Now what about after you're gone? Or, how do you want that to reflect? And he again, kind of a perplexed look. I said, what about your kids as friends coming up to your kids and saying, your dad taught me. You had a great dad. And it's a long way to go from a dad with kids to being the dad that everyone wishes they had, or wishes that their parents could mimic, or have just qualities that pass on the leadership skills, the love skills, the life skills that make it worthwhile. So we left at that point just to talking about vision, to look at other points on it. We talked about humility, we talked about big picture thinking, we talked about a number of things. But at the end of the day, we brought it back around to the fact that our vision should not be about us. It should be about who we're passing it on to have that bigger impact, that bigger bit out of life. Thank you.